let's make some leek soup. Hello, howdy, and welcome back to my kitchen. I'm Catherine, the Aerogarden homesteader. Today we are making leek soup. If you've been following along with my winter garden, then you will know that these came from my Aerogarden. So it was time to clean them out. If you've been following along with that, then you also know why it's time to clean it out. It wasn't because they were big enough, because as you can see, some of these are quite small. It's because they kind of got a little bit of a bug infestation. So it was time to just stop growing them so I could kill out the, try to clean out the bugs from that room and not impact other things that are not infested yet. So I will be washing these super well in not really warm water, but kind of like a tepid water with some soap in it, and then I'm going to rinse it really well with cold water just to get the, I don't want soap in my soup. So I'm just going to try to get some of these dry outer leaves off, which are kind of not coming off easily. And then we will see how much we ended up with. I should probably weigh them and find out how many ounces I got, how many pounds. That'd be kind of fun to know. So I will be cleaning out that Aerogarden, obviously. It will go into a bit of a quarantine for a little bit, just so that it can kill off the bugs, and then I will box it back up. I did actually keep some of my boxes. It does make storage a little easier, so that one will go back in a box. So, this is a potato and leek soup. I will be using some of the green, and I mean for the most part, I didn't do the cover the bottom with whatever to make it white. So, I'm just going to use what I feel is a good amount. I should probably have, I think I should weigh them with the greens. Yeah, let's just weigh the usable part, or the mostly usable part. Let's see. That one's practically an onion. This one is the behemoth that was in with the green onions. I'm not quite sure where to cut it. Maybe I will fill that one down, cut it a little higher up. There you go. Extra usable bits. Okay. Eat my scale, I'm curious. There we go. Let's put that in ounces and find out. Almost a pound. Some of this could probably still be used, but kind of hard to tell. Okay, so let's just say I got pretty much a pound. Pretty cool. Okay, so I am going to cut these up and get them in the pot so I can clean them up. So I don't have to worry about sand. I probably don't have to cut them down the middle, but if you're working with traditional leeks, you definitely should cut them down the middle and make sure you wash them super well. The other thing is, leeks float. Sand does not. So for an easy way to wash them is you put them in something, big bowl, big pot, whatever, and you fill it up with water. The leeks will float up to the top, and then you can just scoop them off, and the dirt will stay at the bottom. You just leave it behind. In this case, I'm dealing with something different, so I'm not quite sure what the best way to do that is. It might be to actually put them in a colander and rinse them that way. If you've ever had to deal with bugs on your leeks, let me know. So I believe this was the American flag leek. I think that's what it's called. I'm going to make sure that I write down what varieties of things I've planted so you guys can see the list. And I'll make sure to write that down in the show notes below. So you know. How many kinds of leeks are there? Okay, so this is a bit of a pantry meal, because I have some potatoes that have been sitting around for a little too long. So I would like to get those used up. And I thought, well, these need to get eaten, so what better way than a potato and leek soup? I have never made this particular recipe before. but I have made one similar to it. I also don't have any heavy cream or whipping cream or what I think it called for cream. I don't have any, so we'll kind of sort that out when we get there. Might just be a little extra butter and some milk type situation, but we'll see. They're very potent. I can really tell that it's got like an oniony type burn to it. My eyes are watering a little bit. Okay, I'm going to get these cleaned up, and then I will come back and we'll move on to the next step. Okay, I got some well-rinsed, well-washed leeks. I'm going to get going with the main part. I've got a 16 cup stock pot. I guess it's a 4 quart. I got a 4 quart stock pot here, and I got some bacon fat. So it actually calls for bacon. I don't have any out right now, so I am using bacon fat. Kind of the same thing. And if I feel like I need the protein, I have some chicken in the fridge. So let's get some of this in there. Probably, I can see, about 2 tablespoons or so. I'll start with that. I'm going to clean up my jar a little. I just keep this in the fridge, so it lasts forever. Or so far it's lasted forever. If you look at all the different layers, I just keep adding to it. Take these in. Okay, so I just want to soften these up a bit. Then I can add the potato, the stock, salt and pepper, anything else I want, and get it simmering to cook. Okay, just starting to dry out and sort of brown on the bottom. I think it is ready for the next step. Get the stock in first, and then I'm going to drain and rinse the potatoes to get some of the extra starch off of it. This is stock I made recently. It is not salted, and it's also kind of concentrated, so I will need to probably add a little bit of water and make sure I salt it. I'll make sure I have the link for that video above so that you can see how I made this stock. Turn that down a little. I'm going to rinse these because I want every ounce of stock. There we go. These potatoes going. Okay, this just needs to simmer until everything is cooked, and then I will puree it and spice it up. And at that point it will get the cream, which I don't have, so I will be doing probably milk and butter, but I'll bring you back for that. Don't think you need to sit and watch something simmer. But yeah, make sure you simmer it. It'll probably simmer for a good half hour at least. Okay, well that's an appetizing shade of brown, beige. So since I don't have any cream, I'm going to, we've got some melted butter here. I'm going to add some flour to it, and we're going to create a reverse roux and then add milk. So the creaminess of the butter plus the thickening of the flour and the richness of the milk should hopefully all work together. I mean, it's pretty thick as it is. I probably don't need too much of this, but I do want to make sure I at least add butter. I'll put that in. So this is not on, the burner is hot, but the heat is not on. If that makes sense. Okay, that like instantly thickened. There we go. This will be a nice hearty, stick to your ribs type of soup. Okay. This is just milk. Our milk container had a hole in it, so doing it the old-fashioned way. And strangely enough, the recipe I was following didn't actually have garlic in it, and I didn't think to put garlic in, so I'm putting in some garlic powder right now. And I've got some white pepper. I'm going to put some of that in. I'm only putting in white pepper because I don't feel like filling up my black pepper container. I'm going to put in a little salt to get me going, because potatoes can take a lot of salt. So let's start with some salt, and then we can adjust the seasonings. Now I might put in a little bit of smoked paprika in this, just a touch, just to give it that extra smoky flavor, but the soup shouldn't need it. It will need salt and pepper. Okay, let me get the spoon to clean off a little. Alright, give this a taste. It's going to be screaming hot. That's pretty good. I think it's missing salt. I'm going to put a little bit more in. I'm going to put in what little black pepper I have left. Which is not much at all. Because I think black pepper and white pepper do taste different from each other. And it was missing kind of that peppery. I don't think I need that on just yet. I'm going to put in a little more milk because it was not very creamy tasting. So there we go. It was a pint jar that wasn't quite full, so it was probably 1.25 cups of milk. It calls for a cup of cream, so it's make do with what you have. Sometimes that's just how life is. Okay, let me see. Get a little bit of this on here. Whoops, I might be a little too much. Oh yeah. Oh. That's really good. Okay. I'm going to put in just that tiny little pinch of smoked paprika. Just a little two-finger, maybe two-finger pinches. Now that's the nice thing about cooking. Once you have gotten to the end of a recipe, you can tweak it and spice it up the way you like it. Use what you have. I did have some, it's like a melting cheese in the freezer that I think would have gone really well with this. Yeah, that's good. That's really good. But I didn't feel like digging it out because I wasn't 100% sure where it was, so we'll just have to save that one for next time. I have a recipe for a really nice roasted red pepper soup, so I should make that. That'll be really good with the cheese. Okay, this is done. It's not quite lunchtime, but what I will do is I will plate it up, or bowl it up, and I will show you what it looks like at that point. All nicely bowled. And here it is, the leek and potato soup with a little bit of milk in it. This turned out quite nicely. I hope you join along with me on making this, and maybe trying to clean out some of the things you have in the back of your pantry with me. If you enjoyed this video, let me know below so I can continue making more videos like this. Because if nobody likes them, then I might just have to stop making them and try to do other things. I'm trying to figure out what's going to work for this channel. I've been enjoying showing you guys some of the recipes that I like to make, so let me know if you like this format. I will make sure to have a link on how I made the chicken stock that I used in this recipe. If you liked what you saw, please like and share so other people can also find this video. Make sure you're subscribed. And I will see you next time on the Aerogarden Homestead.